Hello, class. This is Xavier Trahan here, and this is my final project for intercultural communications, or better yet, CMST 3118. As you all know, our final project was to select a country of our liking and talk about it. So I have chosen the beautiful country of Cambodia. Cambodia is located in Southeast Asia. Now, I have a huge surprise for you all, and we're going to get to that in a second. But let's learn a little bit more about Cambodia. All right, here's Cambodia, a little bit more zoomed up close. If you were comparing it to a state within the United States, it's about the size of Missouri. It's about the size of Missouri, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right. The capital is Phnom Penh, and the reason why I said I hope this and the special thing I got for you guys, we'll be able to figure that out in a few moments. It is bordered by Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand. Most religions that most people practice over there is Buddhism. The population is a little over 15 million people in Cambodia. And that right there that you can see is a temple, and it's basically their flag, their national flag. So with that, hello y'all. I'm Xavier Trahan. So what do I have in store for you guys? What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about cultural differences. We're going to talk about language differences. We're going to talk about nonverbal behavior. We're going to talk about manners. We're going to talk about etiquette, business, and personal. Of course, my favorite, food. Y'all know I like food. We from Louisiana. We like food. And then finally, we're going to talk family. So when I say we, y'all might be thrown off by that. But for this project, I said, I can try to come on here and I can try to sell Cambodia to people, but I actually have a great friend of mine, a great friend of mine. He goes by Keo. He's actually Cambodian, and he has given me the privilege and the honor to sit down with him and talk about Cambodia. So without further ado, I have the wonderful privilege to sit down with my good friend who is Cambodian. Keo, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm feeling great, man. I do appreciate you, man, for stopping through just to have a conversation about Cambodia and the cultural differences between America and Cambodia. And just tell people a little bit about Cambodia. First and foremost, my guys, where you located at right now, Keo?
I'm in California, San Jose, in the Bay Area.
Okay, how you like it out there?
It's good, sunny, good weather. Uh, yeah, it's pretty positive down here.
Awesome. So I just told my classmates and my professor that the capital of Cambodia is Phnom Penh. Did I say it correct?
No, it's Phnom Penh.
Okay, man, I didn't know if y'all, say the P the way I was hearing it. Maybe I didn't hear it correctly. So where is that
Mhm.
located at?
Phnom Penh.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of Cambodia. Cambodia's it's not a big country. It's one of the smaller countries located in Southeast Asia, right next to Thailand, Laos. Yeah, so
And
yeah,
Vietnam, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got a little bit of research correct. I knew it bordered those countries. In the size matter, um, it's about the size of Missouri. That's my research told me. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay, about a little bit over 15 million people that actually live there currently.
Right.
Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna go through a couple of things, but I want you and I to have a conversation. But most importantly, I want you to tell people why it is so awesome to live and actually visit Cambodia. So Real quick, can you tell us a lot of differences? Some differences I've seen real quick before you say what you're gonna say is I notice out here we have a lot of churches and people are Christian out here. Out there during my research, I saw it's more temples and a lot of
Yeah,
Buddhism.
yeah,
Is that correct?
right. Yeah, it's a lot of temples in Cambodia. If you look at the Cambodian flag, you'll see you'll see a image that looks like a temple, and it's like one of the most popular temples in Cambodia. It's like that's like it's like it's like in the Bay Area, like the Golden Gate Bridge. People look at and we call it Angkor Wat. That's the name of the Wat. Wat is another word in Cambodian used as temples. So when they say you want to go to the Wat, it means you want to go to the temple. So that's a term in Cambodian that people use. And and that temple symbolizes integrity, justice, and the heritage, obviously. So that's basically a temple. Like when I go somewhere, I love visiting temples because temples are different from everywhere I go. Like I went to when I went to visit you, went to the temple in Lafayette in Louisiana. So yeah, temples is a huge thing to Cambodians, man. I don't know many Cambodians that go to church, man. To be honest with you, it's not they don't like to go to church, but temples is their thing. They kind of do the same thing that people do in church. You pray, you say your prayers. It's basically the same thing, but it's just temples with us.
Now, how do you dress when you go to the temples?
The clothes they wear are very fascinating. Very, it's different. It's hard to explain, but it's very different with the way they dress. I mean, the guys they dress, they wear, their button up shirt, khakis, but the women they wear a little bit different.
Okay, so I have a picture here. Is this the famous temple that you was referring to?
Yep, that's the Angkor Wat, man. You know anybody that's Cambodian, man? They'll have that at their house. They'll definitely have that at their house, framed everywhere. So that's huge to us. The
Okay, it's
biggest
called
temple ever
and,
that I know.
and it's called the N. Let me try. Let me
Ang
try.
Angkor Wat.
Angkor Wat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm getting this. I'm getting the hang of this right
Yeah.
now.
I don't know if you watched the movie Tomb Raider, the first Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie. That movie was filmed in Cambodia.
Wow, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it now.
Yeah. Yeah, they speak in Cambodian a couple times in it. So um if you guys ever watch it again.
Awesome, man. So this is the map. Is this the flag? And this is the flag, and this is the Angkor Wat as well on the flag.
Yep, that's it.
Awesome, awesome. What does the red and blue represent? Do you know as far as why y'all chose red and blue in y'all flag?
The bravery, um bravery of the nation, um and its cooperation and brotherhood. That's the actual meaning of it.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. So is there any other cultural differences that you see being in California, being in America that are different from Cambodia outside of the temples and the religion? Obviously, I know there's probably some, but do you want to mention any?
The the cultural differences.
Yeah.
We're very family orientated. I don't know if you know this. Yeah, we a lot of Cambodian families are very family orientated when it comes to Cambodians. Let me see. They're religious. Cambodians are religious to a lot of things. Um, Cambodians are superstitious towards a lot of things. Like if you bring something over, they'll think it's like they'll be superstitious about it. Where Cambodians are very traditional towards a lot of things. Also, the food is completely different. The way we eat is completely different. Um, every Cambodian house, you obviously they don't like shoes in the house. It's just out of respect that you gotta take off your shoes.
Okay, okay.
So those are the cultural differences because some of my friends' houses I go to, I wear my shoes, but even though they tell me I don't have to take it off, I take it off anyways, just out of respect.
Got you,
And
got you.
that's part of our religious beliefs also.
So if I visit Cambodia and I go to someone's house, like a family member of yours, I need to take my shoes off before I walk in the building.
Yeah, yeah. Yep,
Okay.
exactly.
Now, now, let's talk about the language differences. Obviously, we speak English out here. A lot of people speak other languages, but the predominant language in America is English. What's the predominant language in Cambodia?
They call it Khmer.
Kamba.
So yeah, so when they ask when they say they don't say can you speak Cambodian, they ask a can you speak Khmer? Basically that's what it is.
Okay, okay. Can you give us a little sentence or a statement in Khmer to, whatever you want to say to kind of
Um
tell us what you're saying?
one of so basically going back to religious, one of the religious things when you go to a Cambodian house, like it, to me when I'm going to a Cambodian house, I you always say to the elders Chirip Sua. It means how are you doing? So you always gotta say that no matter what, no matter if you're going to the temple, you're going to somebody's house, that's the first thing you always say. Well, obviously you gotta take off your shoes first, then you say that.
Okay, so I'm walking in to a residency. I'm gonna sit there and say, I'm gonna take my shoes off, and I'm gonna do I put my hands together because we're gonna talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But I put my hands together, bow my head, and I say, "What?
Chirip Sua.
Jib Sua,
Chirip Sua.
Jarib Sua."
Yeah. You got it.
Okay, okay, I'm feeling good about this right now. Okay, so a nonverbal thing I just mentioned was, and I've seen you do it from time to time, especially when we went to the temple. A lot of times y'all put your hands together, you bow whenever you go, you meeting somebody or talking to somebody. Why can you explain that a little bit to us as far as nonverbal?
It's just showing respect once again, back to being religious. It's just showing respect to your elders and the ones that passed away from our ancestors.
Okay, is there any other nonverbal behavior that y'all, well, not say y'all, but Cambodians do?
That's the only thing when it comes to nonverbal. Same thing when you're saying bye. You basically do the same thing. I mean, that's the only nonverbal
Thing
thing. Yeah.
that you think of. Okay, okay, manners. Let's talk about the manners at the table. You're at the table. What's something that would be different in a Cambodian household as to an American household?
Obviously, the the elders they got to get feed first.
Okay,
Same thing when you're at the temple. The Buddhists they get they eat first just out of respect. Then that's when everybody else eats.
Oh wow, that's something different because in my household, obviously, Q and I are friends, and we've been friends for quite some time. And this is one of the main reasons why I chose to go with Cambodia. I had another friend who's from a country in Africa, but I said let me go with my man Q because Q and I has been friends for a long time. But one thing about my household is we always feed our kids first. We always feed our kids first, and that's interesting that you guys feed the elderly first or the higher up hierarchy within the household or the community that or the event that you're at. That's cool. That's real cool. Okay, so let's talk about etiquette, personal and professionally. Let me ask you this: when you are do men wear business suits to like a work or at a business meeting, or what would you wear to a business meeting?
Yeah, just a regular suit, same
A
thing, you
regular
know.
suit, same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any difference as far as weddings?
Weddings, it's more different. The clothes are very shiny. Um it's from it and it's been passed through eras through generations, from your the grandma to the great grandma to and you know the rest. So it's been passed along. It's very traditional with that when it comes to Cambodian um clothes for what you wear at weddings. Um so that's one thing that's really different as far as etiquette goes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Keo, I'm gonna ask you on here in front of my classmates, man. When I'm gonna be eating some cake or whatever we're gonna eat. When you get married, man. When I can
I
take my wife and my kids, we can go to Cambodia, we can go to California. When my man's getting married, man.
not anytime soon. Yeah, and yeah, they're very really high on that. Like, you know, Cambodian parents want you to get married to somebody that's Cambodian. They want you to get married to their own kind, but they're not opposed to it though. Like they're not against a different race because my family is
Yeah.
all over the place when it comes to my family. So, but that's what they would prefer though.
So we're about to get into probably my favorite thing that we're gonna talk about because I think that no matter where you go in the world, especially in the United States, but when you think about it, in Louisiana more particularly, the food is so different in Louisiana than it is in California or New York or Chicago. We talked about weddings. What's some food that we could see at a Cambodian wedding or reception, or how does that work?
Um, Food that you could see, um, beef sticks. That it has their own little dip to it, mixed with like marinated with like shredded carrots, cucumbers, um, just onions. Though that's very popular. It's called Cambodian beef sticks. They have Cambodian sausages that's handmade. Like they make it from scratch. Like you don't buy it. Like you can't find Cambodian sausages. Like you either gotta find somebody that actually makes it, and it's made out of pork.
So let me ask you this: is this Cambodian sausage?
Yep, that's it.
I found a picture. I just wanted to put it out there. When I actually visited Keo in California, his mom actually prepared some Cambodian sausage for myself and him. Um, and it was definitely an experience. Um, Keo, what's your personal favorite Cambodian dish?
Um, I my favorite is they call it cha krung. It's in American it's called lemongrass chicken.
Okay, okay, okay.
And and obviously we you eat it with rice. I mean, we eat everything with rice if you're Cambodian.
Yeah, so tell them about that real quick. So when it comes to like breakfast foods, if you're in Cambodia, even for breakfast, y'all eat rice, right?
Yeah, I eat rice with everything. Like the rice cooker is constantly on 24/7. If it's not on, somebody's gonna be upset why the rice is not on.
Okay.
Um, like
Yo,
man, my at my house, my mom got like 10 bags of 30-pound rice. So like it's nonstop. Like you buy one bag of rice, it won't last. And the thing is with Cambodians also, they don't buy the rice that's at Walmart, Target. They get the rice and like the Asian food markets.
is there a certain kind that you buy? Do you buy jasmine? Do you buy regular white?
It's 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 white jasmine rice.
Okay, okay. Is it the grain? Does the grain matter? Short grain, long grain, medium grain?
It's normally short grain with the jasmine rice.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, Keo, when I was out there, maybe we'll play some footage during the video sometime. His sisters actually introduced me to my favorite dish within Cambodia that I tasted, and it is called Yao Han, but in America, it is known as hot pot. And here's some pictures from that. This is what hot pot looks like for the most part. You have your dishes all to the side, the raw meats, the vegetables, and another picture. And then you have a pot in the middle of the table. And in the middle of the table, you just basically cook as we, converse, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they could mix it up a little bit. I know some people I know they'll put alcohol into the hot pot. They be doing that though.
Okay, okay, okay. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that, man. So, lastly, family, man. You said that family means the world to you guys. I know family means a lot to myself as well, and you and your family has welcomed me. It felt like we're all family now. But
Yeah.
can you talk to my classmates, my teacher about what family means to the Cambodian people?
It means it means everything to us. Like family is huge because during the time during the Khmer Rouge when Cambodians was trying to escape during the Pol Pot era, all they had was family, and they basically you had to stick together, and those are the only ones that you have. So Cambodians are very family orientated, just with everything that they do. So it doesn't matter how old you get, it's still gonna be family no matter what.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Is there anything else that you would like to touch out on or point out as far as the Cambodian heritage culture as a whole? Anything that you want to touch on personally?
Um Cambodian New Year's, man.
Yes.
So,
Oh my God! I can't believe I forgot that question. Talk about Cambodia. We celebrate New Year's on January 1st. When does Cambodian New Year start and finish, Kyo?
Cambodian New Year's is from it starts from every April 14th to April 16th, and it's worldwide. So it's not just in one area, it's worldwide. You celebrate it basically everywhere. Yeah, Cambodian New Year's is very popular, man. People love Cambodian New Year's. You have fireworks, games, a lot of partying. People put their own spin to the holiday. Um, and and they just celebrate it in a very unique way, man. Um, Obviously, the last 2 years we haven't been able to celebrate due to COVID, and they just have a lot of festivities throughout that weekend for Cambodian New Year's.
When I went out there and met with your sisters and I spoke to you and your family about Cambodian New Year's, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you guys like that's like y'all favorite holiday of all
Yeah,
the holidays.
yeah,
Is it Cambodian New Year's your favorite holiday?
yeah, definitely. It's my favorite, and we celebrated at the same time as it's Cambodian New Year's is the same time as Laos New Year's, Thai New Year's, and Cambodian New Year's. They call it TLC, Thai, Laos, Cambodians.
Okay, and why is it that we all celebrate it in April first and foremost, but not only in April, but more than one day? That's very unique.
It's more than 1 days through the prayers, the viewings, the festivals. They just have a lot of things planned throughout those 3 days because you can't do it all in 1 day for Cambodian New Year's.
That is so awesome, man. That is so awesome. Um, I feel like I learned a lot just having this conversation with you. And me and Kio's been friends for quite some time. We talked about a lot of this stuff, but he went a little bit more in depth just now with you guys. And I want y'all to know, man, if there's one, we were supposed to sell this as why should you visit this place? If there's one time to visit Cambodia, it would be during Cambodian New Year's. Would you agree, Kio?
Yep, definitely. That's the best time, man. And it's celebrated everywhere, man. You could celebrate it in Louisiana. If
Thanks.
you attend a temple, they'll have something there for you, and it's pretty much everywhere. You'll be surprised where how huge the Cambodian population is.
Absolutely. What's the weather like during April in Cambodia?
It's hot during that time. Yeah, it's very hot, like kind of like Louisiana, but I wouldn't say that hot, but it'd be hot during those times though.
So when would you say outside of Cambodian New Year's, what would you say is the best time to visit Cambodia?
Um, I would say mostly in the summer. The summer is the best time to visit Cambodia.
Awesome, man. Well, Keo, man, I want you to know, man, I truly appreciate you sitting down with me for my class, but the insight you gave us to what Cambodia looks like. I did my research, but you kind of corrected me on a few things, and just the insight. I really appreciate it. And for everybody out there, man, as far as my classmates, my teacher, and if y'all have never been to Cambodia, I highly recommend it. I'm trying to get Keo, his family and me to go out there with my family, and we're gonna have a good time during Cambodian New Year's. So for all my classmates, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all this semester. My teacher, I appreciate you. Dr. Sanella, I don't want to lie to you. I don't know how to say your last name, but it's been a great semester, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. It started off rocky, but we got here. Keo, any last words that you want to say as far as in Cambodia?
Um, um, no, we just say bye. Nothing special. No, but I do appreciate it though. I normally don't get to talk about my culture as much as I do, but yeah, once you ask, I was like, yeah, I was gonna definitely jump on this.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, man. And once again, thank y'all. We're out. Peace.